Everyone, this is Grandmaster Ben Finegold with another 5 Minutes with Ben, and I'm Ben. And I thought, in honor of Gukesh winning the candidates, we'd look at a game that he played last year in 2023 in a rapid tournament. And this was actually a tiebreak. This was played over a year ago, but in 2023. And I can't show you the whole game because this isn't 30 Minutes with Ben. This is 5 Minutes with Ben. And his game is against Nepomniachtchi. And obviously in slow chess and in rapid and blitz and bullet, Jan is quite a strong player. So, okay. And with these young players, and my dogs agree, obviously, they're choking on their own rage. When I show you a game played by an up-and-coming player like Kamer or even Keimer or Gukesh or Prague or Sarin, also known as Nihal, or Abdusattorov, and I probably forgot Firouzja. I probably forgot a lot of under 21s that are 2,700, but I named some. That's pretty good. If I show you games they played 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, if it was me, I'd be better. I was better 6 years ago than I am now. I was better 10 years ago than I am now. I was better 15 years ago than I am now. But if I show you games, Gukesh won in like 2018, then he was a little kid. So I can't really go back to 2013 like I could with myself and show you games Gukesh won, because I don't know if you knew how to play chess in 2013, to be frank with you. So this game was played last year, and that's a long time ago for Gukesh because he's only 17. So he was 16 when this game was played. So you wouldn't really necessarily expect him to be Jan, but maybe you would. Okay, so this is the end of the rapid game. This is move 58. And as you can see, black is a pawn ahead. But it's white's turn to move, and white has 1 billion discovered checks. But there's only one good discovered check, and white's actually winning, even though white is down a pawn because of the discovered check. So you should, once I pause the video, we haven't really started yet, but hopefully, since I've been talking ad nauseum, you've had a chance to look at the position for a minute or two and try to decide which knight move white should play, discovered check, that gives white a winning position. And hopefully you figured it out. If you haven't, like your Dommaraju or something, you can pause the video and still try to work it out. But I'm going to tell you now. And the answer is knight to d8 check. And black has 2 legal moves because the knight is defending b7. And the reason knight to d8 check is the right move is because it defends b7. And we're going to use the defense of b7 to escort our pawn, which is going to go to b5, which black will not have attacked after they move, b6, which is defended by the rook, b7, which is defended by the knight, and then we only have 1 square to go. And unfortunately for black, these pieces on h2 and h7 aren't really helpful. Okay, well, knight f6 loses a piece and it staves off the inevitable for 1 move, but okay, he didn't do that. He played king a7. Now we take on b5, and again we're going to play b6, b7, etc. Black can make useless rook checks, but white's king can easily escape to a3 if we just keep checking forever. So instead of checking forever and white escaping with his king and then black finding something else to do, nothing else to do, he played knight f8. And this does several things. The knight wants to go to d7 because it blocks the white pawn. The knight attacks the rook, and the rook can go to h7 for further defense. So knight f8 is actually best move. Okay, and then Gukesh played b6 check. And black has a couple ways of playing here. Black can go up or down. The way Jan played wasn't the best, but he is losing. The best line, according to the engine, is to play king b8, then knight c6 check, king to c8, and then the only winning move, because it looks like rook here wins, but it doesn't. The only winning move is rook to d6. And would Gukesh have found rook d6? I don't know. In another universe somewhere, we can analyze whether he would have found this. And this position's winning. Again, black can give useless checks, and white's king just goes to a3. So knight d7 is a defense. Then the only winning move is knight e7 check. There's no other winning move. And then king b7. And we take the knight. They take our b pawn. We take on d5. Black cannot successfully win the b pawn. If black could, it would be a draw. But the engine says no, white's winning. Black can't win the b pawn. Okay, that's like the main line. But, I mean, this is move 60. They're playing a rapid game. So I'm guessing they both had less than 20 seconds. Possibly they both had less than 10 seconds. So Jan didn't play the best defense with king b8. Always play king b8. He played king a6, which is not a good defense. And now white plays b7 discovered check. So Jan has to play king a7 to stop the pawn from queening. And white has a relatively obvious winning move here. It's a sacrifice, pretty obvious sacrifice. And luckily for Gukesh, if he misses the sacrifice, he's still winning. A lot of moves win. But this wins the quickest, rook a6 check. And now you can't stop the pawn from queening because obviously if you take the rook, I promote. So that didn't stop it. And if you play king b8, I can play rook check and then, promote with check and mate and so forth. So after rook a6 check, Jan resigned. Gukesh wins. And hooray for Gukesh. And, when you're an up-and-coming player between, let's say, 13 and 20, which there's a lot of those people, it's very nice for your confidence when you're beating 2,700 players, especially Jan, who's played for the World Championship more than once. And usually when you're 15, 16, 17, even if you're an up-and-coming player, you don't beat guys who play for the World Championship, except in Gukesh's case, in Blitz and Rapid, he's beaten Jan and Magnus several times. So he has experience beating 2,800 players. That gives him confidence that he can compete with them, and then he plays his best, and as you saw, he won the candidates. I'm Grandmaster Ben Finegold. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time with more 5 Minutes with Ben. Bye, everybody.